What's up, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Ladies Who Bronche. I am Julissa.
What's up, everybody? This is Skittles.
And this week, we have a very special guest. This girl is my homie. This is like a day one. I've known her since we was in middle school, and she was really one of those ride or die. You know, back in episode 1, I had mentioned, like, the girls you grow up with who are, like, your ride or die, like, no matter what goes down, your Cardi B's. Like, this is one of mine. So Dezirae, who the fuck are you?
Oh my God, thank you for having me, Julie. This is such an honor. You text me yesterday, and I'm like, hell yeah. Why is this even a question? I've been waiting for you to ask me. Oh, hi. My name is Dezirae. Me and Julie know each other since, I don't know, like 2004.
Yeah, three.
2003.
Yeah. Wow.
And we're adults now.
Yes.
And we're doing shit like this. Like, crazy. Yeah, so I'm a mom. I'm a mom now. I have almost 3 years old, Leah, which I'm sure you've seen on videos dancing.
This girl is lit.
Yeah.
She could have her own Snapchat, quite honestly.
Yeah, for real. Like, I need to make her YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Because it's just gotten to the
YouTube
point where
famous.
it's like, wow.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'm married almost 6 years.
Yes,
To Louis.
stability.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And yeah, but I still don't have my own place. So thanks for being a millennial.
Right.
Yeah. So we're still sharing a house. It's his parents' house, and building onto like either buying something or renting
just
something.
yeah.
But yeah.
It's so great though, because she has so many of the checkpoints that most millennials don't.
Yeah.
Like, I don't got a man. I don't have this. I don't have that. But oh, okay, you're sharing a house. Oh, okay, I get it. Yeah. You're a millennial for sure. That's awesome. Dezirae also, I should say, like, growing up, she was one of those young ladies who was very outspoken and always participated in, like, all the programs. She was, like, in the youth council.
Yeah.
And she would, like, go up and give speeches and be passionate about her community and stuff like that. And she was a dancer. Like, that was, like, the big thing. Des was, like, one of the best dancers in the crew. Like,
Thank you.
Hardcore.
We were battling these bitches on an 8th grade senior trip. And we were ready to fight them afterwards. Like, it was so real. Yeah.
But it's always been awesome because, like, I'm not a good dancer, right? People who know me know I like to dance. I enjoy it very, very much. I am not very good at it, though. But Dezirae was one of those people who will always hype me up no matter what, which was so.
No matter what was happening, like we were literally in Six Flags one day, and Michael Jackson came on, and we were there for Fright Fest. So I think it might have been Michael Jackson Thriller, and it was Thriller, and Julie was like doing a bunch of hand movements, like voguing. I was like, yes, go, hey. So it was just always there.
Yeah, that moral support was always important because Des was one of the pretty girls that all the boys liked. She was like one of the popular girls, but not in a mean girls way, like just in a like she was fly and like everybody knew it. So it was important when my little geeky ass was just like, yeah, that's my friend. That's my friend.
Thank you, bro. Thank you.
Yeah.
So, Des, what is your favorite brunch plate?
Oh my God, I love meat. I'll go for I go for churrasco medium with some over easy eggs on top, like hash brown. That's
amazing.
Definitely my go-to.
Awesome.
I like savory, not so much the sweet stuff.
Yes.
So then, what do you drink with that?
Nah, the drink is separate. So a Jack Punch at Mama Juana's in Dykeman.
There's Jack Punch now at Havana Cafe. I saw it. I almost got it. Wait, so tell me about it. Like,
no, you was lit. With just one glass.
Really?
One glass. It was just like, yes. So they keep coming.
What is it?
It's Jack Punch. I don't know what they have in it. Yeah, but
I think it was like Jack Dan. They had like the little like poster thing. It was like Jack Daniel's, like mango juice, passion fruit. It's like it's like a
a blend of like fruity stuff,
and
but
some
with whiskey.
Yeah, and it was bottomless, so you were asking for more. So you were drinking, and you can feel the liquor. Like they were not cheap at all with the liquor. It was really good. I mean, it could have been bottomless, but I don't care. Like I was twisted.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
that's cool.
And today I had a coconut sangria.
Ooh.
Right?
Okay. Interesting.
Same head tilt for me when he named it. I was like, coconut. And I tried it. It really kind of tastes like a coconut mojito. But I guess, just with the white wine.
And they gave Julie a bigger cup today.
Right.
Because she kept asking for refills. So it was good.
Yeah.
It was really good.
And then the week before that, I had tried at the other Havana, it was mojito with champagne. Right? Sounds a little weird. So it was a mojito mimosa. And it tasted good. So they found a balance. I got so fucked up that, I went to pee and definitely took a nap on the toilet.
No.
I took a nap on the toilet. Matter of fact, that wasn't last week. That was 2 weeks ago.
Wait, so hold on. So this means you weren't even squatting on the toilet. You were sitting down
on
a public toilet.
No, my house. In my house. Wait.
Imagine if it happened in a public
I'm like,
bathroom,
wait,
though.
hold on. That's dangerous.
No, I mean, I'm sorry. I should have been a lot clearer. So I came home because I was going to go to try to record the episode, but it failed. That was the day that the recording failed. So I was like, okay, I had 45 minutes to get ready, leave the house, and be on time to the recording.
Yeah.
So, I went to pee, and then someone texted me. I forgot who texted me, and I wake up, and I was, sleeping on the toilet for, 20 minutes, and I was just like, oh, my God. What? That's how turnt I was. I was just, it was over. I tapped out before. Anyway,
wow.
So Dezirae, what was it like eating out when you were a kid?
Eating out was a privilege when I was little. And then it was always either Sizzler or Red Lobster. Sizzler.
Son.
Sizzlers.
I think I went to Sizzler maybe once.
I was going to say, not everybody knows about that Sizzler's life. My family was definitely about that Sizzler's life. And so what is your favorite bochinche topic to talk about over a meal? Yes. I keep waiting for that to be the answer.
Who's fucking who?
Because I'm like,
who's fucking who and who's pregnant with whom and
and who at the table had sex last? Who at the table had sex
whose
last?
Man got the good dick?
Yeah,
who got the pictures to share with the group?
Oh, pictures.
Not always. Not always.
Not always.
No, but yeah, sex is always my go-to bochinche. Yeah.
It's I honestly, it is one of the most beautiful things about being a human being.
And it'll keep you talking for so long.
I think, because you could talk about it in a dirty, nasty, ratchet level, but it can also, if you go deep enough, you can have a really deep conversation about sex and the connection of sex with people. I light up. You want to? I'm having a bad day. You want to cheer me up? Tell me about your last sex story. Tell me your best sex story. That'll cheer me up. I love talking about it and hearing how, because people they have themselves and then they have their sex selves, who they unleash themselves to be,
your alter ego.
Exactly. Who are you in bed?
Mask off.
Yeah, it's literally so someone who might be seen as independent and powerful on the forefront might just want to get dick down and
super
and,
submissive.
You know what I mean, and have someone to tell them to shut the fuck up and take this dick. You know what I mean? That's what she wants.
They can never do that shit to me. No.
Catch me outside with that mouth so I can pop it in your fucking face. There's that's a dynamic, or vice versa. Someone who's really quiet is the biggest freak and be doing all types of shit, strapped on and fuck my man up the ass, what nigga, and you'd be like, oh shit, bitch, I know.
Not like you, Julie.
All right, so now we're gonna move into shouting out. Here's to the ladies who this week. The ladies who pulled through as they always do.
Yes.
Black women
Black
always
women, black
save
excellence.
lives.
Hashtag Black Girl Magic.
Absolutely.
Hashtag
all
Black
that.
Girls Matter.
Black Lives Matter.
Black Lives Matter.
Let me tell you something. I was very happy at the results. So I saw a lot of white people who were really happy and thanking black people, because it wasn't just black women.
Yeah.
There was a significant number of black male voters as well. And I'm sitting there like, I'm glad that your Facebook, like you're like on everybody's jock about how they voted, but like, are you going to show up for us next time? Like, are you going to wait for a moment that's not just voting for something? If there is a trial or if there's presence in white voices that are needed, are you actually going to do something now? Like, don't be on my dick now and be like, see, I'm not a racist. I understand the power of black voices, but you don't do a damn thing for black voices. Yeah. So there was a lot of that I saw on my timeline. And so, yes, like, show us thanks, but like, don't just write a good Facebook status about how we need to support black women. Change your life and do something about it. So I say that to say shout out to black people. We have magic. We already know we are one of a kind as a people.
And I'm glad they're noticing. Like, I feel like the revolution lately hasn't been so empowering until like that moment right there. Like, that was one of those, and the Black Lives Matters, but these people are actually showing up to vote and try to make a change, and that's how it all starts.
Yeah, absolutely. Because you imagine having a man like Roy Moore who like supports slavery and that's like crazy. You know, just like hates people. Like, I just feel like these fucking Republicans like, just hate people. They're just old, crusty. They're mad like pasty and white.
I was literally thinking about that.
Hate everybody because they're so pasty. You know what's
funny that you say that, because on my way here, I was thinking about our dynamic and how like I tend to shy away from politics and allow my like more well-versed girlfriends educate me on that. So I have my Julisas, I have my Adizas and all that stuff. And I kind of like look to my friends to kind of really guide me on that. And I was like, why is that? And it's just really that I hate like old pasty white men telling me how I should live my life. Also talking about the numbers of white people that actually voted for Roy Moore. And the fact that I'm looking for the percentage right now.
I posted it on
Facebook. Where the hell is this chart that I just had on my screen and now it's not? Oh, okay. So 72% of white men voted for Moore and 63% of white women voted for Moore. It was like, white women, get together and talk about this. Like, what is the issue and what is going on and how can we change it? Like, he's a pedophile.
Yeah. I really, I found myself not finding it hard to believe that, you know, white people support ridiculous other white people. Like, it just, at this point, I was like, of course he's a pedophile. Of course they're saying, well, back in my day, it was normal for a young lady to marry an old man. Of course you're going to say some shit like that. You know, that's part of the reality of the culture of this country, and we just never pay them any mind, and so we don't realize that that's what exists. But there's a lot of things that man said that the majority of Americans in certain areas believe, and we just can't believe because for so long those types of people have been invisible to us. And if they haven't been invisible, there's just been like less harsh versions of them, at least as a New Yorker, at least as a person of color in New York versus some of these other places. Like, I know racist shit, but like I never had to hear nobody try to justify no pedophilia, like, you know what I mean? Or like, or just some, like, there's just certain things. I don't know, but shout out to ladies and men of the melanin.
Thank you for doing the right thing.
Collection. We appreciate it.
All right, so cheers to the ladies who I want to cheers Ed Sheeran and Beyonce on their new collaboration. Perfect. I don't know, it's just like a really simple, beautiful love song. There's nothing spectacular about it, but you know, it's the first time in a minute that Beyonce is like singing and not like I don't know, doing like some avant-garde.
Yeah, I haven't heard it. I have to listen.
It's a simple love song, simple pop song. I like it. And they got me in the mood for like Sammy and Danny's wedding. So I was like,
shout out to Sammy and Danny. They're getting married.
Yes. And I literally haven't bought anything I need to get for that wedding.
I need to text Danny now. I'm going to text Danny after this podcast. I have some questions. I'm prepared. Danny actually, for my Sweet 16, he was one of 3 dancers. Dezirae was the other dancer, and my homegirl Laura was like the 3rd person, and they like did an entry.
Yeah, where is she now?
Laura is engaged.
Ooh,
so she's married. She lives in Dykeman or in somewhere in the Heights with her fiance right now. She got her master's. Like, she's killing the game.
Hi, Laura.
Yeah, right. She's like
add me on Facebook. Right? I haven't seen you in a while.
We have to do like a reunion.
Yeah.
But so Danny's getting married. Did you see see this one? Do you see my life? All of my dancers
No.
are engaged.
That just means you're next, Julie. That just means you're next.
We'll
Trust me.
But yeah, so shout out to them. But that song made you think of their wedding, is what you're saying.
Yes.
Excitement.
Next, cheers to the ladies who are starring in Ocean's 8, the new female cast.
The all-female cast.
They just released the promotional poster, and it is fly. Rihanna stole the show, of course, because she's Rihanna. But also just all the amazing women involved in the cast. Freaking Anne Hathaway, Sandra Bullock, Rihanna. Aquafina is actually a rapper who went to LaGuardia.
Yeah, Aquafina.
And a couple of other people. I can't remember right off the top of my head, but...
AKA, they're not relevant to you. AKA, Juan doesn't find them relevant, therefore it does not matter who they are. I haven't seen the poster, so I'm not sure who it is, but, I think that sounds like it's going to be fun. I always feel like such an anti-feminist when I say this, but I worry that now Hollywood is going to take advantage of not putting out new shit and just making remakes with all female cast. And
like
that's
Ghostbusters.
Right. And that's not a hit towards like, oh, why are we redoing things for women? I think it's great to redo classics and like show the new generation of girls that we can kick ass just as well as the men do. But it's just like Hollywood has such a hard time creating room for new work. And as a writer, I'm like, how the fuck am I ever going to get a movie up here if I have to wait for them to remake every movie from like the 80s all the way to 2017 before they'll read my fucking script?
That's real.
So I worry about that. And I'm like, come on, like, why don't we do new movies that are all female cast, that are written by a female, like new story. There's so much more we can be doing, but it's still going to be dope. Like if the movie's good, it's good. Like, I'm not hating. I'm just saying. All right, moving into Tuta Loca is where we call motherfuckers out who are doing the most. All right, net neutrality. I feel like for a lot of us motherfuckers who have been ignoring those posts for a day, who decided that they didn't care enough, it sounded too technical, and they were like, fuck it, I probably won't care anyway. I'm gonna need y'all to know that you're gonna care if for you to post your fucking food selfies and all that.
$5.99
when they start charging your ass, just
$1.99 per Google.
Right.
I say boycott the fucking internet then.
And then think about what that means. That means no one's listening to us. That means we don't have a podcast.
No, but
like, you know what I mean?
Like,
not to be dramatic, but
Snapchat.
No, that's crazy. But do you hear? But that's the fuckery of it. They have us by the fucking balls. Like, they have us by the balls, and that's why having the protection was so important in the first place. Because to pretend that demand on the internet is not high would be to deny that you live in 2017. Yeah, you know what I mean? Yeah. Like that is just part of everything.
But I was reading, which we have to now really pay attention, because if they don't mention it often, we're going to forget about it.
Yep.
But then we're also going to see a decrease in our bandwidth and increase in our bill. So that's where it's really, really have to pay attention to, because then we're literally not paying $1.99 per Google, every search engine or whatever, but we're paying more for high-speed data. We're going to be paying more for more bandwidth. Like, everything is just going to increase, where it's going to be the point where, shit, I'm not going to Google this because I'm going to have to pay so much more.
Motherfuckers
kind of like collect
back
calls.
To the library.
Yes, encyclopedias are going to be back.
Card before.
Listen, I got mine. My daughter got hers too, so I'm ready.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
And they just closed down the fucking Barnes & Nobles in Bay Plaza to open the Saks Fifth Avenue.
Saks.
Bring back Barnes & Nobles, because I will dead be up in there.
It's all a conspiracy. It's a man trying to keep us down.
I gotta talk about this all day.
This all feels like on some real shit. I started watching Black Mirror on Netflix.
Oh, you're finally there. You're finally there. So yeah, fucking net neutrality came. It's the new way that people can capitalize on folks' pockets. And there's just, history always finds, when the gold rush happened, when the oil and the coal mines and the railroads opened, like, there's always been a moment in time where, like, there is an opportunity and, like, people just take it and fuck people over until someone says, no, you can't fuck them over anymore, and some law is made. That law was made and that was revoked. So let's see. Let's see what happens. I'm just saying, this
just
podcast.
Stay tuned, stay woke.
We might have to.
Listen.
We
might be sending out owls with like.
Right, I will send pigeons with little USBs of the episode to all our faithful fans, Or I'm gonna rent out a theater and be like, podcast live.
Live.
We'll record it to keep it, but like it'll all happen live. All right. Another fucking terrible thing. The list of banned words for the CDC to say. It's just really funny because people say like words don't matter and like language doesn't matter, but the fact that they have to ban words like vulnerable, entitlement, diversity, transgender, fetus, evidence-based, science-based.
What are you gonna call a fetus then?
Right. So all of these things are literally
sperm yolk.
Listen.
Like what?
Like they're changing the language so that people cannot be empowered to literally put life and reality to what the world is. So we don't have to acknowledge the transgender community. We don't have to acknowledge science-based evidence. We don't, like, it is literally like a child being like, no, well, we're not going to listen to it. Well, the rules is this is my magic castle, and in my magic castle, you can't say transgender. Like, that's literally what's happening, and it's ridiculous because when you think about how things are recorded in history and how much we rely on history books for things that are in the past, imagine someone reading about today 20 years from now, and if for a good chunk of time this language is not allowed, or if it's forever banned for whatever reason, like, think about that. The way in which they learned and what they think is true or not changes based off of what's documented. And so they're literally trying to change the fabric of history by banning words so that you cannot craft things to reflect the reality. Like, isn't that fucking crazy?
And it's not the first time they've done it.
Black Mirror. No.
It's definitely not the first time, because everything we know in history now, it's not real. Like, all this Christopher Columbus, I didn't know he was a dick. Mm-hmm. Yeah. He was my hero when I was 5.
I used to be mad proud. What are the ships? The Nina? Yeah. It's South Korea. I used to go hard in class. Nobody can tell me nothing about Columbus. I was like, he's mad brave. He went out here. He discovered all these lands. Everybody thought he was a loser, and he came out here winning. Fuck out of here. Like, I loved Columbus. I didn't know. And now, fuck Columbus Day.
Yeah. I'm not buying anything that day either.
That's right. Fucking A. All right. Well, next thing on our list.
Keaton the Con.
Fucking internet again.
This kid makes a video about bullies and he's crying and it becomes a viral hit. And you have everyone from Justin Bieber to Rihanna screaming out, support Keaton. And there's a GoFundMe page and it raised like $58 something, like $1,000.
Too much money.
Yeah.
And then the GoFundMe ended up being put on hold because some news came out about Keaton's family. His father is a jailed white supremacist, and apparently, allegedly, now I don't know if this is completely true, but apparently Keaton was being bullied because he was saying racist things to people of color in school.
Yeah.
So I don't know, man.
Listen, that's how
he had it coming.
Yeah,
but they made this video to prevent bullying, but he's getting bullied even more now. Yeah. Like, you've seen those memes, they're funny. They are funny. Like, I'm going to hell for laughing, but that hurts. Like, I wouldn't want to be the kid getting bullied. So, I mean, if that was the case, that was not the right way to go, I guess.
Right.
Because it's just adding more fire to the fuel to the fire. Yeah.
I mean, bullying sucks.
It does.
Period. It sucks. And I feel like with the internet, it's just so magnified because the internet is these kids' world. Like, they're really growing up with social media being like everything to them. So it seems like their world is ending when they're being bullied online. And so it can be such a huge deal for so many of these little kids. But it's like, I think at that point is when your parent needs to step in and be like, you're not allowed to be on the internet for this long. Like, where are these parents, like...
I'm glad the parents too.
They're on the internet with them.
I'm glad some states are like making these parents liable for this, and some I forgot what state, but they're gonna fine the parents now if they catch their kid bullying another kid. Yes. Like, I'm all for that. Like, that needs to happen everywhere.
Yeah. Like, it's this thing where like the parent gets fined if the kid's behavior is
Yep.
Yeah, because even working at a school, like, I want to say like 75% of the beefs that go on in high school are because of something that went on social media. It's not because they're having face-to-face confrontations.
Because no one's looking up from their phones for it to be, like, face-to-face. All these girls, I've been thinking now about when I used to get bullied and shit. And, like, you used to talk a lot of shit in school. And, like, when you walked out of the doors, like, you could get into a fight because you was talking shit all day inside. And, like, that bitch will catch you. But now it's, like, those girls, they get really brave and bold about how they're going to bully them over social media. And bitches aren't, like, fighting face-to-face like they used to. Not that they should.
No, they should. They should. Because I'm all for it. Like, I have a daughter. She's going to go to school. Like, she's in daycare now. But I'm teaching her from young. Like, you don't start nothing, but you will finish. And if you need help, you're going to get me. Like, I don't. That's a very sensitive topic, and I'm not gonna see my kid do something that, if I were to intervene one way or another, would have prevented, like, all these suicides that are happening because of bullying. Like, I would not let that happen to my child or any other kid that's close to me, because something has to happen. Like,
listen, you know, I'm very much in between. Like, you know, obviously violence isn't always the answer, but I do know some of the hard moments I had growing up raised me. Made me stronger. So it's really a difficult line. Like, sometimes you try to talk sense into these kids and all that textbook shit, does not work. They don't care how much neutral language, how much you empower them. It doesn't fucking matter. Those kids come from where they come from, and they'd be ready.
Sometimes as the teacher, like, I know I have moments where it's like, I literally, you don't say this out loud, but you'll think in your head like, well, if he or she does this enough times and that person smacks them, I'm just gonna look the other way because they deserve it. Like, sometimes the kid really just deserves to get smacked. So like, sometimes you're just like, listen, when he smacks you, I'm not gonna say anything.
Right.
All right, so topic of the day, sex education for our youth. You know, we grew up, all of us here grew up pretty much in New York City. I grew up in the South Bronx. Sex education was not a thing. No. I remember that the only reason I got any sort of sex education was because there was an after-school program that came into the school and offered those services.
Children's Aid Society.
Yeah, shout out to Children's Aid Society. And, like, we had to, like, sign certain, like we had to sign slips from our parents saying that we could get that sort of sex ed. But it was important because it came in around 5th grade, which I remember in 5th grade, my mom at first, she was like, I'm not signing that paper. You're too young. But the truth is that by that time, there were already, like, I was already wondering, like, oh, does giving head make you a slut? Not because I was giving head, but just because the idea of what head was introduced to me. Yeah. I didn't know what head was, and suddenly, you know, sucking a guy's dick was something that was either important, you know, to your growth as a woman, or just important to stay away from for your reputation as not being some sort of slut. So, like, imagine at 5, like, who's talking to me about sucking dick? In 5th grade, excuse me, not at 5. Right?
That's not happening.
But you know what I mean? Like that. So it's interesting because so when I was working with Children's Aid Society for some time, there was one of their centers in Staten Island that was open in a high school because they don't do sex ed in that high school. They, like, find a way to work around it and, like, teach certain things, but they don't have to actually talk about sex. And that's because on the island there's a lot of traditional, like, Italian families, Irish families and stuff who don't, because of their religion, like, do not want to talk about sex and don't want to introduce the concept of their kids having access to condoms and all this shit, but their kids are fucking, right? Because naturally that's what happens. Like, you can't stop young people from being curious, even if you don't talk about the thing. But if you don't talk about it, as we know, then it all goes away. Either they're getting pregnant, they're catching STDs, or, and most importantly, which is what made me want to think about this today, is their mental health and how they view themselves and their confidence level and how that relates itself to sex, and how heavy that pressure is for young people now, because we had that pressure growing up. But I notice now, like, I have an 8-year-old niece, and I can see that she feels like when she's taking a selfie, she needs to look sexy, for example. You know what I mean? Like, and I don't think that she's at an age where she's going to relate that in any sort of way to, like, getting a guy for sex or anything that deep. But you do know after a certain age, being cute is important, not only to be one of the cute girls, but the cute girls get all the what? The boys. The little guys, yeah. Right? So, like, all of that stuff's related. And I wonder, like, you know, you don't want to talk about anatomy, you don't want to get into the logistics, but, like, I feel it's important that we need to add in mentally, like how sex affects you mentally and emotionally, because you have young girls out here fucking people, you know, whether it's, and the reality of where we grew up, sometimes it was girls with older guys, and not like on some pedophile shit, but even like, let's say 3 or 4 years older than them, who, if I'm 14 and a dude's 18, our lives and what we have access to are very different, right? So the pressure that comes from like wanting to be the right type of person, and vice versa, if you're a young man and like your identity is tied to how you are in bed, and even more so our LGBTQ AI plus, I plus. I'm gonna learn this very soon.
Me too.
I'm just used to saying LGBTQ plus, but anyway, like especially for that group of youth, right? Because then like who's talking to them? Because they're not even focused. They're not the nucleus of sex education. Cis kids are. So how do you even talk to a kid like that? Like, don't let that older woman or older man take advantage of you because you're looking like, you know, you're exploring your sexuality,
right?
Or don't, you know what I mean? Like,
and it also ties into just you being able to orgasm. Like, if you don't know where your body parts are and which part feels good, how are you gonna come? Right. Like, why are you having sex?
Absolutely. No, and that's really, and that's what I mean.
The whole point.
It's like part of that, like sex is not taught in a way where we're saying learn to enjoy the experience to pleasure yourself.
Yeah, right.
And you know, it's focused on the guys. Like, we all know what it looks like when a guy comes. We all know, like, you know, there's no shots, and not that I'm saying I want to see this, but there's no like clear shots and diagrams of like when a woman comes, here's where her pussy juice goes through. Here's where, you know, if she's a squirter, this is the hole that she's squirting out of. Like, you don't know anything about what your, you know, coming looks like. Therefore, it's shameful. Like, it's sort of they don't understand.
Some people don't even know. Like, they can't tell. So they ask, "Did you come?"
No. Yeah.
No,
that did not happen for me at that moment in time, you know? So do you know in your school, Juan, like what grades, do you know what grade they start teaching sex ed?
I know that in like what they call advisory, they do like a month of like HIV, STD education. And I know that it's so bland that by the time the kids are freshmen and sophomore, they're like...
But I feel like they only do that
literally
for the AIDS walk.
But and like so like for...
Because they need to raise money
not
right?
even. Not even for my school. It's literally just like a month where they do a thing of STDs. It's not about...
Raising money or anything?
Okay. But other than that, like, I don't think that there's much, unless they do it in health class too.
I mean, that's what it's supposed to happen in health.
Yeah, I mean, I guess they would do it in health class, but I assume that health class is a joke as well.
And I got health class in 9th grade in high school.
Yeah, they did health for us, I think junior or senior year.
But my school also my school is also just looking into getting a GSA, like a gay straight alliance and stuff like that. So we're kind of behind.
Really? No way.
Yeah, I mean, I remember I was like the vice president of the GSA at LaGuardia,
right?
And so like I had been exposed to that from when I was 14. Our school doesn't even have that. Wow. And there's a huge gay population in this generation. Mm-hmm. They are coming out earlier and earlier.
Yeah. So. And how do we support that, right? And that's what I'm saying. So we have to reframe our sexual education to not only speak about anatomy, but about, you know, literal emotions tied to sex and how you consent to sex or don't consent to sex. Like, how do you speak up for yourself in a sexual space so that you're being pleased, so that you're being safe, you know, and so that you're having the optimal experience. Because if you are going to start exploring, why not learn that it's a beautiful thing early on? Why does it have to be that when you're young you have terrible fucking traumatizing sex, and then hopefully you'll become an adult who will hopefully come across the path of a person who will show you what it's, you know, what's really sexy. What is it like when I really take my time with your body, when I'm connecting with you? Like, why do we have to wait? Like, that shouldn't be a rite of passage, like, when I'm older. If I'm exploring at 15, 16, like, it would be nice if the person I'm doing it with is educated in a way that they understand that we can speak on a certain level during the intimacy. I don't know.
So then I get, like, all the budget cuts and stuff and why there's a lack of sex ed classes, but I feel like as parents, we do need to educate our children on how to use a condom and what is safe sex, what is sex in general, because I remember I was raised by my grandma, and she was like trying to convert into Jehovah's Witness at the time. So she would sit me down every Sunday and we would read the Bible and like verses, and she had like this book where she would like teach me religion. So I was like, okay with that. But then in one chapter was about Adam and Eve and how they had to restart a family because there was no other people in the world apparently. So I was like, how do you have kids? Like, what do I have to do to have a baby? Like, where do babies come from? Oh, when two people love each other, it's a special bond, and we have babies. Yeah, but how? Right. Like, how does that happen? Like, how do I know I have that special? So there was no sex talk in my house, which caused me to be curious at a young age. But I was smart. I had a computer. And I had internet, Ma. I had internet. So I would Google, what is sex? So Planned Parenthood has this really cool website, which I don't know if they still have it. But because of Planned Parenthood, I was able to research what is sex, where are my areas. Like, I should get a mirror and get to know my body better, right? To understand how it works and where things are. And what's syphilis? How are STDs transmitted? Like, you know, what is HIV? Like, I didn't know. Like, I was really raised under the impression that HIV, like, if I touch you, I'm gonna get it. Yeah. Like, because my grandma just wouldn't talk to me about it. So websites like that, I had to rely on. So I feel like as a mom now, I'm not going to have Leah rely on other sources. Like, she has a question, she can come to me. Like, I want to have that relationship with her where, you know, she's not afraid to ask me questions, and I'm not going to be afraid to answer those questions because I know times are changing, and I've grown up in that environment where for my grandma, times have changed and she didn't know what to do. But, you know, now my daughter's being raised by her mom, so it's going to be a different experience. So I'm hoping I'm able to, you know, I'm not just talking shit now, and then when my daughter's 7 and she's like, Mom, what's sex? And I'm like, when two people love each other. Like, you know.
That might be the first answer.
But, yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
So she goes, how?
Right.
But
I feel like I come from the good old 90s, like, the good old 90s where my father had the illegal red cable box.
Oh my God.
The Spice Channel and was it Showtime turned into Playboy at the
I just knew it was Channel 69.
So good old Spice. Shout out to Spice Channel. Shout out to my brother, like, showing me porn when I was younger, like, and then me exploring it even further. But even like growing up, I always knew that I was gay, and I don't think the idea of like gay sex ever came up for me, like until way later on in the game. Like, I had always known like straight sex because of porn,
right?
But like in terms of gay sex, like I don't know. I guess it was my own research that I was doing via random websites or whatever, but like I don't know that it ever really came into a game of like learning your body and like learning how gay sex is pleasurable for a man, and learning how it's different but also similar and stuff like that.
Now, what age do you guys think though is too young to start talking about sex? If you think there's such an age.
Well, okay, so if we really want to get like
technical,
I feel like society makes us think that there's an inappropriate age to talk about it. But I feel like middle school is really like that time where it's appropriate. I feel like middle school is where you really start to get exposed to,
and not like late in middle school.
No, like fifth grade.
Yeah, like 5th grade or whenever middle school starts now. Because I remember moving to the Bronx, and I was in 6th grade, and I heard that this girl sucked dick. I was like, what? Like, you know, because you're around older kids, you shouldn't wait for an older age. Like, you're going to hear it if you're around older kids.
Especially now more and more schools, which I don't agree with this, but that so many schools are 6 through 12 now. So you have 6th graders with 18-year-olds in the same building, you know?
So it needs to start early.
Is where it needs to start, because at least from life experience, that's where it started naturally.
So it's I think also it can happen in waves. You know what I mean? Like, I think it's important for a child to begin to understand their body. So you can start with anatomy, and it doesn't need to be about, this is what sexy is, this is what coming is, this is how you make your clit. Like, you don't have to go ham. Right. You know what I mean? Like, you don't have to do all that, but you can say, like, this is a vagina and this is... And I think it's important, you know, as a young girl, especially when you start nearing puberty, to understand that your vagina is actually the canal inside, and that actually the lips and everything outside that they're seeing is the vulva. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it took me a minute to really realize what the components of my pussy was, you know, and you know, and I think that the more that I've been, like, as an adult, learning more and empowering myself and exploring my pussy, is like I've been able to pleasure myself in ways and to have confidence in when I'm, you know, being sexy or doing something with a guy. Like, I know what I want. Yeah, I think that the age is sort of relative. I think it depends on how deep you're going to go. But I feel like there were probably some things that we didn't hear when we were younger that would have been helpful to hear when we were learning about sex. Like, for instance, like, no, I didn't really have an understanding of what the clit was. But I always knew that it would tingle a lot. And I always knew that if I closed my legs together really, really tight, I felt some slight ease, but it still wasn't enough. But I never liked touching myself, right? So, like, I feel like that would have been helpful for me when I was younger. And yeah, maybe I would have been masturbating earlier. But, like... That's for me to do. Right. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's just something that I can do and explore. And, you know, I didn't know.
Being someone that works with young guys and, just, like, the random boners that you get as, like, an adolescent human being growing up, it's just so awkward to just see it happen
and be like,
in the classroom and be like, I understand why you need to sit down so you can sit down.
Oh my
God. Yeah, you know, because it's just, it's good for people to have an understanding. I think that so often I'm on Facebook and I see grown-ass people who I think if you had better sex ed as an adolescent, like, your life wouldn't be this miserable. And a lot of people who are ashamed and don't want to say, I don't think I've ever come successfully, or, you know, whatever. Or people who are afraid to explore their sexuality and talk about it with other people. I think that we need to create more safe spaces for people to just do that, which is why, like, even on this show, I'm like, fuck, we're going to talk about sex. Like, nobody wants to hear me talk about that shit. Like, my brother, my sister, my parents don't, like, nobody wants to hear me talk about this shit. You know, but the reality is that there needs to be spaces where people can say, like, like, you know, the way I come matters, and, like, don't be so rough in my pussy. That shit don't feel good. That shit hurts. You gotta be gentle.
It's okay to use toys.
Yeah, it's okay to use toys. Like, lubrication is life. And that's, you know what I mean? Like, those are things that no one wants to talk about. And I think there is a delicate balance between, like, well, how do you say that without being inappropriate? You know, like, when you're teaching kids, but, like, you'll find the way. Because TV has taught us, like you said, like, most, you know, you would watch porn and stuff like that. And for me, it wasn't, interestingly enough, I didn't really have access to porn like that. And I was kind of scared of it even. But what would really turn me on was just, like, the foreplay or the leading up to sex in watching movies, or the leading up to sex. Like, that was always so intriguing to me.
That,
and, like,
Titanic
I love
scene.
A good storyline.
Right.
I'm always about a good storyline.
You know, it's there were certain movie scenes where it was just like, you know, like, it took your breath away just
all right,
to
let's
watch
do this right
it.
now. Top 5 sex scenes in movies.
Mine is Titanic. Like,
Yeah?
I was like,
Titanic.
yo, what? And I was young, and I was just like, oh my God, it's so hot and smoky in there, like, in the car, and then she just drags her hand.
She's dragging her hand.
I'm like, yo, sex must feel amazing.
I used to always be about, like, a good public sex scene, like 8 Mile in the middle of, like, the warehouse.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one, too, though. That's a good one, too. I know exactly what you're talking about.
I can't think of any, but I know that anything that's, like, hot and heavy and rough, like, anything where it's finally when the moment where the two people who have never fucked and are bantering the whole movie, and finally, like, they get to fuck, and he's just, like, fucking her, and I'm like, yeah!
I don't remember a movie that's like that.
Nah, there's definitely movie scenes or like they put her up on the fucking counter in the kitchen and I'm like, yeah, fuck that bitch. Tell her to shut the fuck up. Fuck her. You love her. Tell her to chill out and hide these drugs for you.
The novelas were real extra.
Yo, novelas growing up.
I grew up watching a bunch of novelas and I'm like, oh my God.
Yes. Yo,
Damn.
those motherfuckers, and you knew they were smooth too. They would just, for me, it would be like the smooth
Maria.
arm movement, and you see them cut in their muscles, and I'm like, this motherfucker is about to go ham on that motherfucker right now. I would just know, and that would be enough, quite frankly, to get me turned on.
Shout out
like,
to Telemundo for showing a little bit more than Univision.
Yo, dead ass though, Telemundo was it. And then there was that other network that wasn't Telemundo or Univision that was showing Unimas, I think probably, that would show a little more. You know, always exciting. Those now, you know which one was the ones, the Brazilian, the Portuguese novelas? Those were the ones. Those bitches was getting fucked on that shit. And that sounds very degrading, but like in these shows, like it is the men dominating women in sex. That is the culture. It's part of it. It's a thing. So what?
Well, I used to watch Noah's Ark for my little gay. It's basically like it was a local TV show. It's basically like Sex and the City, but gay men.
Oh, I thought you were talking about like Bible Noah's Ark.
No, I know, right? Like Noah's Ark.
What? That's hilarious. That's hilarious. No, but that's, shows, any show that had that little raciness, it was always great. And then Sex and the City, like as I got older, like I was just like, yes, amazing, Sex and the City. This is what it's all about. And I feel like my expectations of sex have changed over time. So when I was, younger, I thought, okay, you're going to lay there, you're going to be really, really sexy. I didn't even know what that meant. I didn't know what I had to do.
I just knew I had to moan. Regardless if it feels good or not.
Yeah, I just knew I had to sound sexy. And then just like be there and like be really hot. So for me, I didn't even realize that there's ways as a chubby girl, as not the ideal girl, growing up, that there were things that I could do that had nothing to do with my appearance. Like suck really good dick or, you know what I mean? Or make out a certain way or like kiss his neck the best out of anyone who kisses his neck. Like there's so many things and we're not taught that. So to me, when I would look at myself in the mirror, I'd be like, oh, I'm not good at sex because I'm not hot. And that's what I need to be good at sex. I need to be hot. And even when you would see porn in the movies, the girls who always got fucked were the hot girls. So my expectations of sex were very low in terms of what I was receiving. Because to me, it was all about what I had to do to make sure that he was having a good time. And then, once, you always hit that motherfucker who's like, oh, you mean they've never eaten your pussy before? Oh, you mean you don't know if you squirt or not? Oh,
let me try.
I can show you the world.
Let him know that Julissa
got turned the fuck
out. And then like different men, different things that you go learning over time. But like what ultimately I found was like, wow, what I thought was sex was not sex at all. So now my expectations as an adult, like, and I get frustrated with myself if I don't make myself get everything that I expect. It's like, no, if I am giving oral, I should be receiving oral. Like, if we're gonna get freaky, then we need to commit to the fucking freakiness. Like, if I want to talk dirty, if I want to send you a dirty Snapchat, like, I want to be able to be my full sexual self with the person, or else it's not worth doing it over and over again, I
didn't know talking dirty was so difficult.
It's so hard.
It could be so awkward. I just hate being asked, like, talk dirty.
It's so hard.
Put your finger up my butt.
Yeah,
I don't know.
It's really hard when you're texting, like, in the middle of the day, or if you're at work or something, like, what the fuck am I gonna say? Like, I don't know, because sometimes you get a little too nasty, and then they'd be like, damn, bitch. when they read it, but they haven't responded in a really long time, you're like, oh,
it's taking us.
I went too far.
I went too far. I did too much. Like, I remember the first time I ever sent a picture of my vagina, and I didn't hear back. And I was
what?
like,
You didn't hear? What?
Not right away. I didn't hear back. And I freaked out. I was like, Julissa?
He was probably taking his time to send you a good dick pic.
No, guess what? The nigga fell asleep. I swore though, but I thought no, and that's fine. But like, I went through the night. It was horrified.
Damn.
I thought I broke the rules. I was like, you broke the rules. It was not good. I knew there was no way to make this thing look pretty. I knew it.
Oh man.
Just like the emotional torture.
But, definitely, I think my expectations have raised quite a level. And, we're living in an age where there are females and there are males who are just like, if you're not going to cover all the sexual bases, but, like, you're my ride or die, you'll be my ride or die. And then they're getting shit on the side. Like, they're finding ways to please themselves on the side, which I think really sucks. It's like, you want to have another bitch in the bed? All right, let's have a discussion. Perhaps, maybe.
No.
No. We're not going to bring her to
Nope.
It's our anniversary. Fine, let's have a threesome for the anniversary. But I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna be present. Or like, what you want me to lick your asshole, baby? I can lick your asshole. You wash it nice enough. I'll do that for you.
You gonna shave it? I help you bend over. There.
Okay. But I feel like it's really important to like be able to explore all the sexy shit with your partner. No? I mean, no. Would you not be down to try shit? Like, I think
that, yes. No, I agree with you. I feel like for me, I know that I've become a lot more, like, upfront from the very beginning, where before I was the very, like, quiet, submissive, do whatever the guy wanted type of person. But then I realized, like, no, that's not going to get you anywhere. Like, for example, last night, a guy started talking to me at a bar. And I was waiting for Gerard to get off of the clock from bartending. And he started off real smooth. He was like, "Oh, you look real cute." And I was like,
I know.
I was feeling myself, and he saw me. He caught me taking a selfie of myself, and so I was like, "Okay, whatever." And like, I usually don't entertain randos because in House Kitchen I tend to get recognized a lot. So like, I don't know. I choose to not entertain random guys.
Yeah.
Also because they tend to be creepy sometimes. But anyway, this guy like started normal conversation and we were just talking or whatever. And he was like, "Oh, cool, I have a drinking buddy." And so he was like, "I'll buy the first round, you buy the second." He was like, "If you got this round, I'll get the next round." I was like, "Oh, sure, whatever," because I wasn't paying for drinks anyway.
Yeah. Pop it.
Because I knew the bartender.
Yeah.
So I got the first round or whatever. We're talking. And I can see, it was obviously he was flirting. Like, just little gestures of, like, touching the arm, touching the leg, gracing the leg, whatever. Mm-hmm. And so, I was taking the opportunity to literally, like, get to know him before getting, like, super sexual with him. And then, so basically, like, we were talking or whatever, and I started to put on this, like, very confident, like sexual vibe towards him, and then he ended up going to the restroom. Gerard comes to me at the bar and he's like, "Yo, be careful with him. He's a little bit messy." And I was like, messy. Okay. And so then at that point, I was already in too deep to just kind of like cut it off.
Yeah.
And be like, so I decided to like be very upfront and be like, "All right, so what's up?" Because a lot of people know me here and I've been getting looks about you. Like, so tell me what's up with you. What's your game? What is this or whatever? And he got kind of like flustered or whatever. And I was like, "Listen, I'm not new to this game, and I'm not telling you that I'm stopping it right now. I'm just giving you the chance to be upfront with me." And he didn't. And so then I was like, "Okay, maybe next time." Yeah. And I like kept it moving.
Yeah, yeah.
But like, his dick was in my hands. Like, when I said I was putting forth that like sexual, like we were literally like about to, and then I was like, "Nah."
Good for you though. Yeah. No, for real, good for you.
I'm too jealous. I am not bringing another bitch into the bedroom.
Yeah, like, she's not let that
go. You want me to do something? You want to try something new? All right, let me try it with you.
Right.
Like, you want to have anal? All right, let's try it. You want to get your dick sucked? Let's try it.
Yeah.
I'm not bringing another bitch into the bedroom though. Like, that's not, no, you're not going to include nobody. I don't care if it's anniversary, if we're on vacation and we're never going to see her again. Just the fact of me seeing you pleasure someone else is no. Like,
that might be sexy as fuck.
What about another guy?
Hell no. Have you, you met my husband. Like, no.
So you guys are on the same wavelength.
Yeah. We can agree. We disagree on a lot of shit, but when it comes to like important stuff, we agree and we have similar perspectives.
Yeah.
So, which is why most things work out. But yeah, no third party.
No third party. I just think every man should get their asshole licked at least once in their life. I firmly believe that.
You are a strong advocate, yeah.
And what's funny is like they're on both sides of the spectrum, because like at first I used to be like, yeah, I got my ass ate, blah, blah, blah. Show me where the best ass eat is at, whatever. But then when I ate somebody's ass out, there's like a sense of empowerment when you're like down there.
Really?
I don't know. It's the same type of empowerment that you get when you're sucking dick, only like they're a little bit more of a bitch.
It's so sensitive.
They're a little bit more of a bitch
for males, which is why I think, because if I knew, I don't know that for females the nerve endings, it's not as sensitive. It doesn't mean it's not sensitive for a woman. Mm-hmm. But if someone told me, yeah, Julissa, if you let him eat your asshole, that's the optimal like sensation that you'll feel. All right, nigga, eat my asshole. Like, you know, once I discovered the clit, it was like over.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
You had to engage my clit or no fucking cigar. Like, so if I was a dude, like, yeah, like if your girl's willing to lick your asshole,
you're activating the prostate.
Feel it. Your body does it for you. Use it. Yes.
Is back there.
Yeah. Exactly. So to me, it's like use it or lose it. Either you're gonna die and you're not gonna feel your dick at its hardest. I will say this
for guys who have never had it happen to them or whatever, you will never come harder than when something's in your ass.
Yeah. Baby, we gotta talk.
As we write that down.
No, but I'm surprised you said that they're like, it's empowering to be back there, because to me, it's empowering to get my ass eaten. Like, yeah, I got this nigga. This nigga wants me.
Yeah.
Because you don't do that to everyone.
I think it's on both sides of the spectrum. Like, because I've been on both ends. Mm-hmm. I don't know. There's just something empowering about both.
Well, because of probably like the power of the sensation and the jerking, and it's just like, yeah, I can make that happen for you. But I just think, and the reason I bring that up specifically is because I think that's another huge thing for me when we're talking about sex education. It's also like empowering kids to understand every piece of their body and what it does.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And I think that because people shy away from talking about assholes when it comes to guys, and when it comes to girls. If you get fucked up the ass, then it's like you're slutty. Like, it's automatically put in a slut category. And then for guys, it's automatically gay. Like, if anybody touches your ass, that's gay. Mm-hmm. Even if I put my finger near your gooch a little too close, you're gay. If you like it. And your body part, that muscle was a muscle that was created just like your eye, just like your tongue, your knees, your calves. So how is that gay? Like, it can't be gay. It is literally a physical muscle, and it is literal nerve endings, which is the reason why you feel pain and whatever sensation everywhere else in your body. That's all it is. It's not gay. It's yours. And then when certain things happen to it, you feel some type of way. It's not. So, like, empower yourselves and, like, get your assholes licked out here.
Stay
I really
woke.
am. Stay woke. Like, let somebody eat your asshole. Like, for real. Live a little. All right.
I think that was the piece of sex advice from us.
Yeah. So if we can leave the audience with a piece of sex advice, I guess mine is get your asshole eaten. But
yeah, I would just like use a mirror. And don't be afraid to explore. Like, you have the same way guys have nerve endings, like your nipples are an area, your back, like there's your anus, your clitoris or your vulva, the inner labia, the outer, anything can trigger something else. So don't be afraid to just see how it looks, because it's difficult if you're just looking down. But if you use a mirror, you're actually getting in there, and then you get to see what he sees, which is important.
Yes.
For grooming.
I guess I would say two things. Let go of your inhibitions in general, and get yourself a good soundtrack.
Interesting. Say more on that, because I'm like here or there. Like, the music will always be there.
I'm a Britney head. And
sorry.
I'm a Britney head.
I just
and that bitch has a lot of good songs. And I can, all right, if I were to call up Adiza, she would know, because I made a playlist and I put in my
Is Give Me More on there?
No. We're talking In the Zone era.
Oh.
So we're talking about Breathe on Me. We're talking about Touch of My Hand.
Oh, these are slow songs.
Touch of My Hand is
what was that song you covered?
Oh, Slumber Party.
I don't know the words.
Slumber Party.
Get it right.
Get Naked. But also, like, it's obviously to, like, what you're... I mean, I'm naming a bunch of Britney Spears songs because that's my favorite artist. But, like, I feel like there's something about really setting an environment where like the music's right, the lighting is like really cool, and you're just like really dedicating yourself to this.
I'm gonna jump back in and say I take that back, because now I'm thinking about specific moments in my sex life in which music has made the experience. I remember one time I had a motherfucker slow dance me to Frank Sinatra first, and then eat my pussy out to Jimi Hendrix, and it was phenomenal. It was phenomenal. He's now married. Fuck. Damn. You know, one time, I love hood shit. Like, I've always sounded like this, and I've always been called white girl, and I'm not quite hood enough, but like, one time I like fucked to Fabulous's Summertime Shootout. That shit was amazing.
Stop.
I first of all, love that album for all the reasons now. And like now it's just like the music video of sex that I have in my head every time I hear that album. I fucking love it. Fucking the most unexpected thing for me would
Do you know when I use music? Because surprisingly enough, when I use music, I can't concentrate on orgasming.
Nah, but yeah, some real thugged out. Sometimes trap music is sexy to fuck to, but the right trap songs, because some of them are.
Trap music is cool to twerk to, like for foreplay.
Yeah. Oh, for foreplay too. I think there are some fun songs too. Like, I think it's like corny but fun to have like certain like Usher songs, like Daddy's Home and shit like that. Like, you know, like not on some real shit, but like on some like I'm about to have playful sex. Like, you know, when you have like playful, like, we're just acting stupid sex. I think that songs like that are good.
There's a song that just popped in my head, and I really can't even think of how it goes, but it's an old school, like, our parents used to listen to it.
Yeah, there's a lot of good.
There's a lot of good music. I think soundtrack is a good, like, I like to have. I'm also just very much into music, so I love having a good soundtrack to anything.
Yes. You know what? Advice also to give is that exploring during sex does not just stay within the dick and the vagina. Like, someone like whispering in your ear, or breathing hot in your ear, or kissing certain parts of your body that don't often get kissed, you know what I mean? Like, that stuff is really fucking valuable in foreplay. Like, yeah.
And what worked for your ex didn't necessarily work for your current significant other.
So you gotta explore.
So you have to. Everybody's different. Everybody's different.
Explore. Yeah, I had one guy who was really into feet. And so feet turned him on. All right, so the holidays are around the corner, literally like next weekend. Yeah, that's literally. It. It's already Christmas,
I'm not ready.
We wanna Yeah, I haven't bought anything. We want to cover, you know, holiday traditions. So you know, I feel like over the years the holidays has transformed. I used to love Christmas. Mm-hmm. Now I'm kind of like, how do I feel? I feel like misaligned morally if I indulge Christmas too much. Like, it sucks. It's really like it's been ruined for me. And I don't have any holiday spirit this year. And I think about, you know, at this point, like Christmas, I think of it for kids. I say, you know, Christmas has to happen for the kids, but the adults, like, you know, you either will or you won't get them something. And then I think about like what kids are into now, and I can't imagine being a parent. You know, in this day and age, and have to keep up with all these gifts. Dezirae, how the fuck do you do that?
Oh my God. I mean, my daughter.
First, I think also, like, is it just a simple trip to Toys R Us anymore?
No.
Like,
you have to do your research from last year. As a parent, I want to be prepared for Christmas, but then it's just so much research that I have to do, so much money that I have to spend to make these kids happy, when in reality, I shouldn't be buying them off. I should be loving them and showing them how to appreciate what they have, even if what they have is little.
Right.
Like, just appreciate what you have and disregard what you don't have, because what you don't have can easily be replaced.
Yeah.
Like, with love. Like, material things can easily be replaced, but, like, I guess that's what it is. Like, I've just taken my time, and like, if I have to buy my daughter anything, I'll buy her. Like, it doesn't have to be Christmas,
right?
So I think she knows that, and my husband is on board with that. Just like every time we go to Target, like, she'll see something, we don't wait to buy it for her, like, we'll get it. So she's kind of spoiled with that, but it's just taking that time to like show them tradition, show them why there's Christmas and why there's Thanksgiving. We got to focus more on that.
That's another thing. Like I miss also like the night where all the titis come over and you make pasteles.
Yes.
Like, I miss like old school traditions like that. And my mom tries to make them happen every once in a while, whatever. But like shit like that, like pastele night where you make 200 pasteles and give them to your, freeze them and give them to your neighbors. And and you have pasteles for the entire year.
Do you know how hard it was for me to find pasteles this year? 'Cause my grandma would do them and I would help her cut the string and like tie them up. It's exhausting. So you need at least 3 to 4 people to create an assembly line to get it done, like in bulk.
Right.
No one is doing that this year. Yeah. It was so hard for me to find pasteles. And I even, a friend of mine on Facebook, she posted a photo of her and her mom, like, we're getting it in. So I hit her up. I'm like, I need pasteles. Does your mom have? No, she's not doing it this year because her daughters don't want to help her.
Oh,
so I'm like, what?
Yeah.
We gotta keep up these traditions. As Latinos,
yes, we do.
Like,
yes, we do.
Like that's one of those things where it's like you fear that when your grandparents die, like that's when
it all goes with them.
Tradition, and that's something so small but something so important. Like patele night. My mother has a fucking patele making machine.
Yes.
Where
for la masa.
It's made out of like
stainless steel.
Like tiles for the kitchen, and then it has the steel in the middle, and you turn it on with a light switch, and you put all of the fucking bananas in there, and it comes out
the dough
grated.
Like, yeah.
I don't know.
Hell yeah, and also like being single during the holidays. Oh, Julie, come on. Actually, like, it's great for your pocket because you don't have to like get anybody anything fancy, but like it also takes the fun out of it. For me, it's like, all right, if I hit the phase where let's say there's no kids around and so it is really just me and my age group with Christmas, I like the idea of like surprising people and like going in like the gift always extravagant and not money wise but like thought process wise. So it's not like, oh yeah, we're gonna go see your favorite team play when they come to play the Knicks, because nobody's favorite team is ever the Knicks, right? So it's always, oh, your favorite team versus the Knicks. Like, let's go to Madison. So it's not like, oh yeah, like when they come in town, let's go to the Garden and watch them. It's no, let's go to Cleveland or let's go to San Antonio or Boston, and you're gonna see your favorite team play at home. Yeah. And like we're gonna go eat all the best fucking food in the town and like, do the activity. Like that's the fucking Christmas gift I'm giving. You know what I mean? I love that element. I think that's one of the things I miss the most out of being in a relationship, believe it or not. Like the shock value. I think low key I was meant to have a TV show where you like go around and like redo people's houses and shit like that, because I get so excited when people get something that they love. And as I've gotten older, because I've never been the kind to be like, oh, I want this for Christmas, this motherfucker gotta get me whatever for Christmas. I'm so super simple. But I see so many people scheming out here. There's so many girls who have guys who will like just be like, yeah, for Christmas I took her shopping and then also got her an Apple Watch and her favorite Coco Chanel perfume.
That's very materialistic.
And I'm like,
that's crazy.
How the fuck did you get all that shit from one person? I don't know. So, in the spirit of, relationship and gift giving, I'm going to play a little game with you guys. So, it's the Holiday Bay game. So, you guys are going to pick a number from 1 to 5, and you're going to answer a question that's going to give us a tip or an idea on how you would give your certain bae a gift during the holiday season. Because I feel like relationships are so undefined these days that people are kind of like, do we get a gift for that person? Yeah. Should I not? Is that thirsty? Is that like... So we're going to play a little game. Skittles, let's start with you. What number would you like to pick?
Okay. I'll go with number... Wait, I don't know. Okay. My...
1 through 5.
I was going to go with 3, but I don't know if you had already read that out loud, so I don't know if I know that question already.
Right,
and I'm just like...
You can just pick a number.
don't know. Wait, I don't want it to be the one. It is that one.
It is that one.
But don't read it. Just pick a number. It doesn't matter.
All right, so I'm gonna go with two. I'm gonna go with two.
All right, so can you just do the intro into you picking your number? Okay, so I'm gonna intro you back in. All right. So Juan, we're gonna start with you. What number do you pick?
I'm gonna pick number 2.
Number 2. So, we're married. You stay getting me tight. And if it weren't for our child, I would probably have left you by now. Your gift is.
Oh, man. My gift. Can you read the question again? We're married.
We're married. You stay getting me tight. And if it wasn't for our child, I would probably have left you by now. Okay. What is your gift?
I think that my gift is going to be an all-inclusive resort trip.
Damn, bitch.
You're going to get him an all-inclusive? You would get him
like
that?
A Groupon.
That is so nice of you.
Oh, my God.
Well, we clearly have relationship issues and need to work shit out. So, like...
Can I just say, Juan, that filled me with holiday spirit. In my head, I was like, that motherfucker ain't getting shit. I'm going to put Post-its around the house being like, God. This electricity is your Christmas
That's
gift.
a generous-ass gift, because
No, I'm talking about, like, the $300 ones on Groupon.
But
I'm not
still,
it's
a vacation. It's still a vacation. That's so dope.
Because we clearly have shit to work out, and I clearly need to learn how to like you again. So.
Oh, that's you're saving the marriage.
Time off.
Okay,
Yeah.
saving the marriage. I fucking respect that. That's awesome. All right, Desiree, pick a number from 1 to 5.
I'll go with 4.
4.
I didn't read it.
Okay. You're low-key my rebound, but I truly appreciate what you do for me. Your gift is...
Oh, rebounds.
Yeah, your rebound.
I don't gift rebounds. Why?
Really?
Why should I? No. I've had rebounds. I don't give him a gift.
So his gift is nothing.
No. I guess if I'm playing a game, it has to be something that's like, thank you, not, I don't want him to get the wrong idea.
So he wouldn't get tickets to the Knicks game.
No. Maybe like a sweater.
He might get
like a nice polo sweater.
Yeah, or something like that.
Yeah, because I'm fucking the shit out of you, but we ain't together. Like, you're just helping me move on. Right. You'll get like a polo sweater from Macy's or JCPenney if they have it on sale.
Right.
I'm not spending more than $40.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Your turn?
Yeah. So you guys said 2 and 4.
We said 2 and 4.
I'll do 1.
You'll do 1. We've been fucking on Tinder for about 2 months. The sex is valid, and I'm pretty sure I like you a bit more than you like me. Your holiday gift is...
Oh. That's interesting, because now it's like you want to show some light interest, but you don't want to show too much interest. I feel like maybe some sort of, like, if I know he loves Batman or something like that, like a cool gift that's not too extra, that's related to that. Yeah. And then like an awesome like gift like experience thing that we would do. So if there's like a certain like show or something, not like a Broadway show, you know what I mean? Maybe like a off Broadway. Yeah, or not even like or like if we're gonna go like. Maybe we go like paintballing. Well, paintballing is a lot,
like
but
stomp.
Yeah, like we'll have a cute day in which I'm gonna exchange to you whatever the thing is that I gave you.
I'm trying to think of like cheap theater shit.
The Blue Man Group is pretty cool.
Yeah, like something basic.
That's a little intimate.
Yeah, or actually maybe not even a show. Maybe I'm just like getting like we're just gonna hang out. You know what I mean? And then I'm gonna give you whatever basic
boozy
gift.
Brunch. Yeah. Go to boozy brunch. Go bartending afterwards.
And then like give you. A DVD collection of like Spider-Man movies or something like that. Or not DVD, I don't know. I just feel like it wouldn't be something crazy, even though I would want to go ham maybe a little bit, but 2 months, don't go too crazy. Don't
and then he's not showing you that he likes you more. Right. So I wouldn't invest in that either. And also you have,
Christmas is December. You have time between now and Valentine's Day if you think it's going that route. And if it's not going that route, then you didn't spend all your money on Christmas. I have low expectations for Valentine's Day.
I'm not even thinking about Valentine's Day. Yeah,
right now. Listen, I haven't thought about a real Valentine's Day forever. I'm like 4 years out. of Valentine's Day. So, anyway.
It's so cold in the deep.
All right. Thanks again, guys, for tuning in. Definitely have a happy and safe holiday.
Merry Christmas.
Eat pasteles and drink coquito and keep the tradition. A comer lechón, arroz con andule, a beber ron.
Right. So, all that shit. Dezirae, where can we find you? What is your @
Yeah, my Snapchat, who is Dez, Dez, simple. And look me up on Facebook, Dezirae Marte. I don't have Instagram.
She don't.
I
She
don't.
really
I'm
don't.
no IG Dez.
Yeah. No IG.
But Facebook, Dezirae Martin. My spelling of my name is very unique. So I might have to spell this out. There's Dezirae.
Yeah.
Dezirae.
Yeah. So definitely check her out and all her awesome shit. And if you ever need a car, that's your girl. It's your girl.
I work at a dealership.
And as always, at Ladies Who Bronche. If y'all are listening and y'all haven't hit that subscribe button,
Seriously.
I'm gonna need you to just hit that button for us. And even if you're only listening just because you're like, oh, I love them, they're my friends, so I should try. If you hate it, that's all right. Just hit subscribe on your way out. Thanks. Bye.
Bye.